Computer. All right, folks. Well, welcome to today's Zoom interview. We have a great show set up for you today. Somebody that I really respect, and he's going to be our gentleman that we'll be introducing in a moment. Guillermo is my colleague over here. Guillermo Sahagun on the Showcase Miami team. Jason Smith Showcase will be my partner in crime. Will be the we'll be alternating questions to our main guest. And I'd like to go ahead to introduce a very special gentleman. His name is Mr. Pepin. So basically, Chef Pepin, Jose Hernandez, otherwise known as Chef Pepin. Little intro. Came to the United States at age 12 with his aunt and his 16-year-old cousin, 11 dimes in his pocket. They were supposed to set them in Miami and go back to Cuba. A week later, her husband called to tell her to stay in Miami. All his assets had been confiscated. Started working a few days later after his arrival, delivering the Miami news. A month later, they had an article in the paper about Jose el Felicismo. Jose the Happy One. He worked going to school, delivering the Miami news in the afternoon, and in the morning, the Miami Herald. 7 years straight without a day off, 7 days a week. After 7 years, he spent on vacation he took a car to New York City for 6 days. The rest is history. And I think that's a pretty appropriate place to start on how to handle challenging situations and how one overcomes that. But I'd like to go a step further, Pepin, and just share with the audience what Wikipedia says about you. May I?
Okay. Before or after doing time?
He's got a sense of humor. I think that's one of the things we can take away from today is a sense of humor at any point is necessary and it will help us, okay? So he was born in Matanzas, Cuba in 1948, where he grew up on a farm and learned to make cheese, sausages, and dry beef from his mother and grandmother. He moved to the U.S. at age 12, as you heard earlier, had a series of food-related jobs working as a cook at a marina and at a convenience store. In 88, he joined Univision and is currently featured on an ongoing cooking segment on Despierta America. He also has a cooking show on the MGM Network's Latin America and makes regular appearances on Miami's WPB2 Channel 2 magazine show, New Florida. Pepin is also a brand spokesperson for packaged good companies such as Sun-Maid Baking Raisins, Green Giant, Stouffer's, Coca-Cola, Borden, Uncle Ben's Rice, Tyson Foods,
Stop, I'm tired.
And he makes personal appearances on the Jason Smith Showcase and Guillermo show here on Maria Garza of the Mexican American Council, for whom Chef Pepin has emceed events, has called him a national treasure, stating he's not just a TV personality, the chef, he is also an outstanding human being. Chef Pepin also donates his time to charity events. Additionally, yada, yada. It just keeps going on, Chef Pepin. Yeah. So thank you for joining us.
Enough. Oye, Jason, Guillermo, thank you. Thank you very much. It's really an honor to be a feature at your place. Hi.
The honor is ours all the time, Chef Pepin, because let me tell you, we see you. You are like a family member, actually, because we get to see you in all these TV infomercials, TV programs. Everywhere, right? Everywhere. And as I was telling you offline, I am a cook here at home, and I rely on you every day. All right?
Thank you. If it's good, it's mine.
Definitely.
If you fail, you made a mistake, okay? Never blame me.
Let me tell you which one of your recipes I graduated with is with the arroz con leche in 2 minutes. That was a hit.
Today I did mango marmalade.
All right.
And the funny thing, now it's only Telby and me, my wife. So I cook and then we deliver. I went to my cousins, I went to Publix, I went, giving out the food because we cannot eat it all. No, I enjoy that. I think I grew up hungry. I was born hungry. So I love food. I think food really unites us. I love food. What can I do?
So question, How did you become Chef Pepin? Have you always been in this business?
I'm sorry?
How did you become Chef Pepin? Have you always been in this business?
Yes, food related. Yes, I started at this business at the age of 40.
Interesting.
Yeah, but 32 years ago was like 50s, 60s. Okay, because 32 years ago was really a long. You were old. And
Gotcha.
no more, you will never change. But before that, I sold insurance for about 17 years, all through Latin America and all through United States. Every single country, including Hawaii, Alaska, I sold insurance all over. So, and I always like food. So I used to go to restaurants. I learn about foods. I used to come home and try to make it or do it better or worse. So I always, I like food. And going back to 40, now we're having very challenging times. Okay, to me, and I don't want to make a cliche, I think it's a lots of opportunities. Because this is the time that we can stop, reinvent ourselves, think more clear. We don't have such a hassle, and then we can create new things. Okay. When I started as a chef on TV, well, all the time I have a God up there that always guide me. When I started on TV, I was nationally and internationally 600 and so many stations in the United States, every country in Latin America. Nya, 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 nya. You know what? I thought it was awesome, and I love it because there were two things I always enjoyed: the food and the traveling and being a showman. It was always there, and I enjoyed it tremendously. But not everybody have that opportunity. But I risked a lot because I had established business, my own business. If I didn't work, I didn't earn. And to make that jump, 2 kids, you have to have a lot of guts to do that. And all my life, I'm always ahead of the ball. I don't know. I'm always ahead of the game. In Spanish, we say arriba de la bola. When you're on top of the ball, you have to be. Remember when you saw my apartment? Do you remember how we met?
Yeah, that's a story in and of itself. I really pride myself on that story, Guillermo. So basically, it was like 2002, about 18 years ago. I'd been in the business for about 2 years or so, making our calls as we do in the morning. And I called this for sale by owner, and this gentleman up on Miami Beach around Collins and 78th answered the phone and said, yeah, whatever, come on over, So I got there within about 2 hours. That's lesson number 1. Met him and his lovely wife, Telvi, at their nice condo right there on the beach. And what was the story? You didn't want to hire me, Pepin, right? You said, no, I don't want to hire you.
No, let me correct you. Let me correct you a little bit. The apartment was very difficult to sell. Very difficult. It was beautiful. It came out in architectural digest. I designed it myself, the whole shenanigan. So I put a sign, you don't know this, at the New York Times. It was from the New York Times. That's where you pick up the sign.
Really?
Yeah, I put an ad there. A beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bath, the whole shenanigan, ocean front, la 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 la. No one called me except this little kid from Coconut Grove. My wife, which is, she used to be a banker for 25 years. She's not friendly.
The gatekeeper.
So we had 2-story apartment, and she take care of you. I don't want to give you the listing because you come from Coconut Grove. There is a lot of, it was the booming time, and you're not going to pay attention to it. And amazingly, you saw me, you say, look, that was like January. He say, I have to sell this apartment before the boat show. if we don't sell the apartment before the boat show, I'm out. I signed the freaking paper, and guess what? First time you brought realtors to the apartment, you sold the apartment.
Yes.
Isn't that nice? And from there on, it was history. I'm talking about in top of the bowl. I travel a lot. I love to travel, and I travel when I work, and I travel when I'm not working. And we went to Marbella. They were building all over. I used to go to Chicago a lot. They were building all over. But I'm talking about $1 million apartments, $2 million apartment. And then one day I was going to Univision, and from the beach to Doral, and I count like 33 cranes. You know, those. And I say, my God, one place can be good, two places can be good. But I mean, you know, it was like an explosion. I say, this is gonna, and in a month, in less than 2 months, I sold 4 units in Miami Beach. I sold my 2-unit apartment. I sold a cabana and 2 apartments.
Wow.
And you helped me tremendously. You came to the apartment and you say, we got to change this, we got to change that, la, la, la. And thanks to you, I have the home that I have now.
Awesome.
Because I took the money, I even had some extra, and I bought this. So
Beautiful home, by the way.
yeah, I love it. You tried to sell it a few times already.
Yes, but to me, it's just amazing how a cold call turns into this 18 years later. You know, how it's just talking to people, and you never know, you know, where things might go. And I appreciate your business, and I think you have so much to share with so many people right now, given your impressive resume. Surely you've had challenges along the way, and I'd like to learn from you. I'm sure Guillermo too.
Everybody does, pero mira, Jason, this go back from birth, okay? Due to the challenges, I had to improvise, be alert. I had no one actually that could nourish me, so I have to be on the lookout, okay? We always have mentors. We have God and a lot of mentors around. And I met this lady, and I was looking and see if I had the newspaper cut out. And this lady helped me out tremendously. She told me how to sell. I got the newspaper, 25 newspapers, and I don't want to make an issue out of it, but yesterday I was looking through the paper because I wasn't right now. It's arranging time, and she sent me a little note in 2002 thanking me and saying you went from 25 papers to 75. And she always told me, look at people on the eye, knock, knock, knock. After I finished, I went looking for, because we got all kinds of prices plus the money. And she told me how to sell and be respectable and be out there to help people. What you are doing right now, you're helping people. You're not selling houses, okay? And inside you, I always know you're always trying to help people. I don't know Guillermo that well, but in your line of business, you have to help people. All my life, I wanted to help people. So I have a very, very good work ethics. Not because of need. You have to visualize a chubby 12-year-old. No one, if I will not have starved, but if I needed to go to the dentist, I had to have the $5 for the filling. If I had to, I needed the money. Mm-hmm. So I always had to create. Now, I think, especially in moments like this, I love work. I think it's forget about the gym. Work, make money. and work is therapeutic.
Mm-hmm. Therapeutic. Mm-hmm.
Therapeutic. I only have been learning English for 67 years.
You're getting there, Pepin. You're getting there.
Oh yeah, I'm going to start French soon.
Better than my Spanish. Better than my Spanish, that's for sure.
So the thing is, If you feel depressed, if you feel down, there is nothing like work. There is two things that I'm never ashamed of: looking for work and looking for a doctor. Okay, and knocking doors. Oh my God, I cannot be in a place and wait for people to come to me. I have to go out there and get them. And thanks to this lady, Elizabeth Smith, she had this gorgeous house in 10th Street and 16th Avenue Southwest. And she taught us, I mean, she taught me so much. I'm still best friend with her son that we used to deliver paper.
Wow.
So many years, yeah.
What?
And the same thing, I'm always, like when I start selling the apartments, I always try to be ahead of the game. And another thing is, I had no one to fall into, okay? And I thank God for that, because so many people, I'm always very happy, but I'm never content.
Mm.
You know what content mean? Nah. I'm always on the lookout. The moment I become very lax, I'm into something else. We just turned 72, my wife and I, in April. A month ago, I was writing for a new show. I look for houses with you. I'm always doing something. Now, this bad time had done something very good for me. My house is beautiful. I enjoyed it. I could not be in the house more than a day and a half because I will have the hives. I can't. You know, I had to be out doing . Now I enjoy my house. Yesterday I was fixing all these all the things for 60 something years ago. I don't have to travel that much. I'm creating. So a lot of people now are more or less on the same situation. This is the first time maybe in their life that they can create new things. This is the time that you say, boy, I like this, I like that. Times are changing tremendously. I love to talk to kids. I love to talk to kids. And when Career Week comes, as a matter of fact, I could not go this year because of this problem, but I go and I talk to them. And last year, I was talking to 5th graders, gifted, okay? I talk about 5 teachers, say, look, when I was growing up, we were dumb and dumber. Now gifted, la la la, la la la. Oye, they were gifted. Kinlock, they had 5 chemistry or some kind of science. They are sharp, and they were asking me. And when I finished, this was last year, I say, you're too young to think this way, but many of you are going to be working at jobs that do not exist today.
Mm.
So I had the group of, and they look at me like that, and I turn to them and say, hello, maybe you will not be here 3 to 5 years from now. Boy, they flipped. They did. Guess what? That's what happened today. So if you don't know that your business is going to change so drastically, get a day job. But at least try to change yourself or improve to that position.
Gotcha. So pivot a little bit. Just watch out for the different opportunities out there when there's challenging times. Maybe you can use your skill set here and put that skill set over here. For instance,
grab one from the air. Da-da! Nobody's doing this now. How many people, so many years back, thought that they were going to be Uber drivers, deliveries? There's so many things going on. You know, the groceries, the living groceries. Another thing, the biggest failure I have found are people that will say, I'm a lawyer. I cannot do that. No, baby. When you're hungry, you do that and a lawyer, okay? I always, I'm translating, but in Spanish, we say, do it like the monkey. The monkey is holding himself on a branch, and he hold himself on another one, and not only he hold on this hand, he don't let the other one go.
That's right. That's correct.
Many years ago, my son said, Daddy, write how many jobs you had. and I go, oh my God. And then I had like 3 times my age on jobs, 3 years in this one, 2 years, because I had 2, 3 jobs at the same time. So I have never been unemployed. And another thing, I'm working at a place and I say I'm quitting. Why? You're making so much money. They love you. That's why. The day before, I don't feel good, I'm out. I don't know if you have a company, the guy from Pillsbury, when Who Moved My Cheese came out. That's a good, okay? We were going to Europe and I read the book. And I tell me, all my life I have lived through this, okay? Then, the translation is in English. The art of not working, or the art of not working. Okay, it's nothing about that. And I read the book because I read very cool. I'm always reading, and I read the book and I go, tell me, I should have write this book. All my. And then she goes, what are you talking about? These people are millionaires. Start writing books and forget about telling that you should do it. And there is 2 very good things. You have to be very active when you are. And if you ever quit, try to do something else immediately. Because the leisure, talking about leisure, if you live out of the government, if you are with the relief check, that's when a lot of bad things happen. Addictions, think bad. When you are working and going through the motion, there is no time for that crap.
Good point. Stay busy.
All the time. All the time. Stop me because I'm like a coin machine.
Guillermo, you have a question for Pepin?
No, pretty much what I'm hearing from Chef Pepin is being hungry, Chef Pepin. You gotta be hungry.
You have to. Bueno, mira, for years, summer, like August, end of July, August, I had nothing to do because I had contracts coming in. So I used to get, Jason, at my balcony, I used to smoke cigars and I was on the phone canvassing jobs, okay? And we had this lady that we love, a young lady, very young, that we love her, Ligia. And I know she was listening to what I was saying, And when I finished, I used to go, Ligia, there is money in this house to pay you this week, okay? We're bad, but not that bad. Because I was canvassing business like we had nothing to eat. And then Telly will come from the bank and say, she used to make remarks that there I was, spending my time. And because what happened, when the time came, I had the big contracts and I could not do those little ones. But you know what? What happened if the big ones don't show up? It gave me a training on how to call. Not only do I find out how much I was worth, I put myself on people's minds. Somebody, not famous, but a very famous person. He was he's a PR guy. He had a book like this. This was before computers. He said, Pepin, I have every publicist in the book. I don't call them when I want my talent to be. I call them, hey, how you doing? He used to, and Jason all the time. He's always sending me little notes and stuff like that. Telby's here. What is it, Telby? Telby say that I'm talking too much. It's 6 o'clock already.
No problem. That's why you're here. You carry the show, man. You carry the show, Pepin. No, so you're saying call people. You're saying reach out, be connected. So say you're having...
Not when you only need them.
Yeah.
Not when you only need them. First of all, work. There is nothing better than work, because not only do you make money, you keep yourself busy, you keep yourself entertained. Second, maintain those contacts.
Yes.
Regardless. I call people all the time. They'll be say that I sound like a radio because I'm all, but I hate to call you Jason. 3 years that I haven't. Oh yeah, Jason. By the way, no. She say she does that.
Chef Pepin, I think tell me pretty much your wife went in there to tell you, Pepin, you're talking too much and you're not getting paid. Hold it.
He's right. Guillermo say you came in and say, Pepin, you're talking too much and you're not getting paid. No, she just wanted to know the address for the invoice.
What's your address again, Guillermo?
5555.
Oh, it's a PO box, but I don't remember right now.
I don't remember. Oh yeah. So the thing is, maintain your contacts and always do something that you really like. Okay. I mean, I cannot be a karate guy. You understand what I'm saying? So be realistic, but I have never been unhappy in a position. The day before, I'm gone. When I tell me, I have.
Hear your wife.
Okay, I know. Tell me, say, always listen to your wife.
Yes.
Good. I know. We know that.
Let me see if I find.
What do you want?
I had the newspaper.
For what?
The newspaper clipping. No, it's gone. I think she threw it away. No,
Why
mentira.
did you get the clipping?
I had yesterday. I was having the folder when I became a newspaper guy. It's green.
Oh, there it is.
Where is it? No.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Keep
Don't
talking.
worry. Take your time. Hey, you don't see this every day in Univision or anywhere. You don't see this day.
No, this is behind the scenes. This is behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
This is outtakes.
Yeah.
This is bloopers. No, I'm just kidding. This is good. So what I've written down so far is to be active, to not be too leisureful, to stay industrious. Jose Hernandez, Shenandoah, wow, junior high, Miami High.
Junior high. The thing about working in something that you really like and be realistic, because so many times, you cannot have that job, but enjoy, okay? And regardless what you do, you have to do it with a lot of, have that passion to do it, okay? And I think that's extremely, extremely important.
Pepin, every time I've ever talked to you, there's this happiness and this carefree attitude, and I'm sure it's not always stressful and carefree. That's, to me, is what's remarkable about you. You always have this happy, carefree attitude, even when you have challenges. So how can someone else adopt that? Because not everyone does that.
Okay, two things. Fake it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not a hyena laughing all the time, okay? And I don't fake it like fake it, but there are times that I feel a little low, and I'm on the car, I put the radio, get a little music. You only can have one thought in your brain. One. If it's negative, out. Okay? And I notice now when I'm tired, I sleep a lot, but very low. All my life I wanted to go to bed really late and wake up very early. And the only way you can do that is like having siesta. Maybe 2-3 days I don't have siesta, but like today, I wake up very early and then I told Telby, I'm gonna go for an hour. I pass out and then I'm already charged. Now I notice when I have lack of sleep, I start thinking not about bad things. I never think about bad things. I think about boo-boos that I have made. Okay. Stupid boo-boos. And then I say a bad word, look in the mirror and say, thank God. Okay? So what? And then that's the time for me to hit the bed. Mira, I don't like, can you see this? You see that beautiful boy?
Wow.
Great.
Jose el Felicísimo.
Always a smile. You always wear a smile.
Yeah, and not only that, but then people expect that from you. So when I call somebody, I always say, I'm Pepin. How do you do? I'm Pepin. Pepin? I feel like I just killed your dog.
I love that attitude, Pepin. I love that.
No, I do. And it is. And I live that attitude.
We have to share it more of these. We have to share that attitude.
It's contagious.
It is.
And I remember the first time I realized that laughing brings you friends. We used to go to a very strict school. And in the bus, I told a girl a little joke and she went, shit, she likes me. So I'm always telling jokes. I always, you know, I enjoy life. And another thing, I'm very, I have faith. If you don't have faith, baby, you don't have it. And with Jason, I was talking to, all my life, I like to help people. I give money to nobody, okay? Honest to God. I'm very, very stingy. But finding somebody a job, going and see if I can do something for them, I'm always doing that, okay? Finding an appointment at a doctor, I always do that. And when you do that kind of thing, it always comes back to you. And you feel good. 90% of the people don't even come back and say, thank you, thanks God. I hate to, you know, I hate it. So that's a lot better. But I do it out of my own fulfillment. And another thing, I will say 20, 25 years ago, I'm not in that bracket. You know, I don't go maybe to a senator's office to ask and see if they can do something for somebody. So those little things, not only do I help somebody, it helped me to keep me, you know, moving. I'm very active at Shake a Leg in Coconut Grove. Jason knows about that. I'm on the board. I love to work with children. You too. You too. Yeah, big brothers. We're very close, okay? Since early age, I remember when my kids were growing up, I used to be a volunteer in I mean, I'm talking 40 years ago. Mentally retardation was totally different. And they were an institution. I used to go to the institutions and bring my children there. And you should see how they were like, wow. And they compare and they share with the kids there. Maybe they were not some little kids, but and that brings you such a joy. So go out and work them. Get a new job.
Question for you.
Hey, okay? And that's it. You know, work. If you try to do something, whatever, and then reinvent yourself constantly. Don't get bored. And you're going to be a very happy person. Can I say goodbye like I say on my show?
Say what?
Can I say goodbye the way I say, con Guillermo, Jason y Chef Pepin, ¡jajay! Hasta el fin, ¡jajay!
There you go. Beautiful, Chef Pepin.
Thank you, Pepin. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye.